Leading off for the Generals in the bottom half of the first, it's Haley. What did I have for breakfast, Fontenot? Well, you hear such interesting stories out there, and it was macaroni and cheese today is what she had.
That's a great breakfast if you ask me.
She says normally it's cinnamon rolls, but today, and I said, what's the change? This is usually a superstitious sport. She's like, I'm not superstitious. I was like, okay.
Well, you see that a lot of times, you know, that approach, she's just trying to clear her head out before she steps in that box. So all she can think about is hitting the ball. She doesn't have any pressure, and she's asking herself that question so she can focus on her at bat.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, when your time to think about an at bat is in the circle.
Yes.
Is when you're on deck. When you get in there, you clear your head, you see ball, hit ball. That's your approach there. When you're thinking, in this game, that ball gets there so fast.
Absolutely.
You don't have time to think about it.
Nope.
I don't know if Chuck's telling me to steal second or what he's doing there, but I think he either felt some rain. That one is lifted high. It is back, and it is gone into the baseball field. Oh, baby, what a bomb. I'd say stick with the macaroni and cheese, young lady. That was a bomb.
All the way on the baseball field.
And look, I'd like to think that had something to do with that gusting wind. But, I mean, it almost went out of the baseball field, too.
Yeah.
It was hit so far. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. I think I'm going to have macaroni and cheese in the morning, too. Wow.
I'm about to make this whole softball team eat mac and cheese.
That's exactly right.
They're going to come in, and there's just going to be pots everywhere.
Haley Ladner now will stand in there. Wow, what a shot that was, coming up and just and hammering that one, and that was as much of a no-doubter as you'll ever find. Let's see, so Taylor Spencer, who pitched that gem in the first, got sent out to go get the home run ball. That's just, this team just plays together. So we'll look now. We do have that lineup in there. Fontenot, of course, led off with the home run. Ladner bats second. Maddie Baker will be behind the dish. Haley Primrose, that we told you was on the hill. Moody will be in right field. Giddens, Leighton, Boyd, and Jones round out the order, and we'll see those as they come along. We talked to Coach a little between games. We were able to visit with him, and he thought that, you know, the error that was there, the guy might have given a couple in that first inning, but that was just a no-doubter. Hit as far as one that I've seen hit in a long time.
Oops, sorry.
That is the 8th home run on the year for Haley Fontenot, home run number 8. And I could probably calculate what she's hitting now, and I may do that in between breaks because she was 2 for 3 in game 1 and 1 for 1. So a 3 for 4 afternoon or start to this day. Wow. And so, right back to the pitcher, and good work there. Tell me in the circle, that is Ross. That's your buddy Ross.
She is an athlete. Let me tell you something. She will make diving plays from the circle.
From the circle.
And even though, you know, you have a lot of pitchers who will not, this one, you have to tell her, Brooke, let me take the ball, or she'll go get it herself.
She wants all of it. Well,
absolutely.
That's so good to see. And look, the mindset you see of these pitchers, and there's people that pitch, and then there are pitchers, and you can see that she is a pitcher. She wanted the ball back right after that. As soon as that ball left the yard, she wants it back, and she wants to go back to work.
Oh, absolutely. Fun fact about Brooke, her high school career, she recorded 1,000 strikeouts. She's from Forest, but Brooke is a player. She loves what she does, and she's going to pitch her game.
1,000 strikeouts.
Yes.
Did she pitch in 6th grade?
I believe she started in 7th grade.
Holy cow.
And she...
Well, at Forest is a Class C school, I think, is what they were. And so a lot of times you'll see that coming. You'll see those younger players that get there and play.
Absolutely. And then on her first, I believe it was her freshman season, maybe sophomore, she recorded the first shutout in years as either her freshman or sophomore year here. But Brooke has been I'm going to use the word a menace on the mound for the Wildcats ever since she stepped foot in this program.
Look, you can certainly get away with that. There's no doubt. We've got a couple, and it's always softball players and women's basketball. Down on strikes goes Baker. Is it we've referred to them before, and we have to clarify this ahead of time. Say, look, don't write in and get mad at us and call your mama. But it was we called her a pest on the air because I mean in basketball you don't want the ball around her. She's going to be like that gnat that's around you, and she runs the bases the same way. And that sounds like what you're saying. Yes, when I say it, she knows that it is coming as a compliment to her. She can control the ball. She can move the ball. That is why she's so successful in the circle, because if something's not working, she's going to go to the next pitch, and she's able to move that ball so well. And definitely her success also comes from Jordan behind the plate. You know, they've been pitching together since their freshman year, so they have that battery bond there that allows them to be so successful in that 1 and 2 spot. You know, you hear that a lot in baseball, that players have their personal catcher on there. That bond is real. It really is. Well, they're best friends. They're best friends, and they know each other inside and out. Living with them allows me to hear what they talk about, and they talk about what's working, what's not working, how to fix these things. Those two are constantly trying to improve themselves, and just to hear their conversation, your IQ for the game just grows and grows and grows, because if something's not working, they're going to tell each other. Right. Well, and that's what you want, is honesty that fixes things too. But I'm telling you, after that home run, she has locked in. Absolutely. That one is smoked. It's going to get off the base of the wall. And getting into second base is Haley Primrose. And, well, we have seen her just hit the ball a ton this year. She's 1 for 1 now on the afternoon. And coming into today, Primrose hitting .345, so just a great job. But then over there on the hill, or in the circle, she's 9 and 4. So just a great all-around player. Yeah, definitely. She definitely has one of those longer swings. When you're looking at pitching towards her, you probably don't want to leave it too far fat outside, because with that long swing, she can piece it up. You might want to attempt to try and throw her inside, but again, she is such a great batter that she'll probably do what she can with it, but definitely with that long swing, she's looking for an outside pitch that she can drive.
So, Doug, you're hearing whenever she called the other day with me up on Tioga's game, you're hearing all these nuggets that I'm just in awe over of her knowledge of the game. It's just incredible. Look, when you've grown up around it like she has, there's no doubt about that. You can sense that without a doubt. I go to these meetings where they're scouting teams, and I'm listening to what they're talking about, because nobody knows these teams better than when you're scouting them, and you're learning every single little thing about them, and that definitely helps me with learning how to write about these teams, learning about these teams. I listen in on what they're trying to say, because that helps me figure them out, and I'm able to talk about them and have a conversation about these teams just from going and showing up to the scouting reports. Well, look, that it makes all the difference indeed. That one driven over in between short and third. They're going to send Primrose home, and here comes up a good throw. It's off the line, diving for it, but going to be safe. What a great effort behind the dish, but unable to make that, and Primrose comes around for the second run. That was Kylie Moody that gets that RBI, and Amber Giddens will stand in, ready to go back to work, and another 2-run first inning for this Generals team. And you said earlier, and we talked about it last week, they're just receiving votes outside of that top 25. And that one victory from LSU a couple of weeks ago probably kept them from jumping into the top 25 at that point. Absolutely. You know, losses definitely pull into effect of whether you're receiving votes. But, you know, as their coach said before this, their goal is to get on us early. And that's what you have to do. You try and score as many points as possible, because at some point you're going to hit a stop, and you need those points to back you up for when the other team steps up. And LSUA has just done a great job by keeping and applying pressure and keeping those Wildcats off of them. Indeed, they have early on in this one. 2-0, LSUA leads this one. They won game 1 11-1 in the 5th inning in run rule game.
That one misses away in 3 balls and no strikes. So a couple of batters in a row there in the middle. Ross was able to buckle down on it, but has given up a run since then, and is 3-0 now to Giddens. Rocks back, fires this one. It's down low, and ball 4 is going to send Giddens down to first. And Bailey Layton will stand in there. She doubled back in that first game. Bailey Layton not really killing it with the bat. She's hitting 231 this season. Does have 16 RBI on the day, is one of the middle of the pack on there. So the hits that she does have, they come at timely times that she makes them count. Well, the sun went down and it's cooled off a little bit here. The breeze, and so what the problem is, it's just so wide open out here. So it's such stark contrast to LCU's campus.
Absolutely. We have that huge hill that takes some wind away from us.
Indeed it does. The hills in Pineville. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 down, bottom of the second. So you graduate in May, is that right?
Graduate in 15 days.
Oh my goodness. And then and then back to Alaska or Slidell? Or?
I'll be in Slidell for 3 days.
That one is lifted out to the gap in center. 1 run is in, waving around Giddens now, and she'll come in to score. And that is a 2-run double for Bailey Layton. And it's 4-0, and the scoring continues for the LSUA Generals. Savannah Boyd now will stand in there, and look, now you just continue to try to keep after this LCU team.
They're sticking with their plan, and that's what you have to do. Their plan was to jump on them early, and that's what they're doing. Now it's time. They need to get this 2 out, this last out from 2 outs, and then get those bats rolling in this next inning to catch up.
At what point does it get into your mind a little bit? I know that after that 11-1 game there, and you come out and you give up a few here, but they've got to fight through this and find a way to get another split here.
Absolutely. It gets in your head immediately. I mean, once that first run scores, you really lock in. You're like, I have to do this. But once it starts beating you, it really starts beating on that mental. But you have to be the one to take you out. Your senior leaders on the field are the ones who have to show up, put the balls in play. And I think that's where I bring up people like Bella Houck, Bree Corcoran, Jordan Doche, and Liv Coker. Those are those peoples in those droughts. They will step up, put a ball in play, and really get it going. And those are your leaders on the field with the bats. They can really change a game, and that's what I mean when I say they change games. They can take this and turn it around, but it's up to them, and they're just so mentally strong that they're able to do that.
Well, coming back hard there and getting the strikeout, and that will do it, but not before 4 cross the plate for LSUA. They bat 8 in that inning. 4 of them score. We'll be back top of the second. LSUA leads this one 4-0 when we come back.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
After a 1-2-3 inning, that one lifted high and into right field, but camping out under it and making the catch there for the first side, and that is
Jordan Doche.
Yeah, Jordan. So 4 straight retired here in this one. after LSUA sends 8 to the plate. And that's what efficiency is what you're looking for. And that's what I've seen out of a Coach Barry Roberts coach team, is they come out aggressively. And you talked about it as well, Noel, is that first strike is usually the best one. You don't want to get it behind, so you're up there hacking at it.
Absolutely. And it's not even like they're not putting the balls in play. They're just hitting them straight to people.
At 'em balls.
And that's, that just happens in the game. They just have to keep hitting, and hopefully a ball will drop.
Coming up and making that one, but LSUA is playing that kind of defense tonight, playing the wind well, and goodness gracious. And that's what adds to the frustration just a little bit. You're getting the ball and you put it in play, but it's right at somebody. This game is, and you can add every cliche that you want to, but this game is a game of inches, and it's just the one that is here is a base hit, and the one that hit harder is not.
Absolutely.
So what do?
You just keep hitting. That's all you can do. You can't stop what you're doing. You can't change what you're doing. You're just so hitting it straight to somebody. They're fielding their positions well, and you can't help that. But in the next, you'll be able to maybe hit through somebody and hope for the best. But they're doing what they need to do. It's just so happened to be straight at a player.
Just 1 strikeout out of 5 batters, so they're putting the bat on the ball. 2 flyouts, 2 groundouts, only 12 pitches thrown by Primrose. One lifted out to right field, and quickly it is over with. 13 pitches between 2 innings of work here, and goodness, we'll be back, see if the Generals are able to add to it just a little bit. When we come back, you're watching Red River Athletic Conference Softball right here on 446 Sports.
There are some things in life you can fix, and some things are better left to the professionals. When your vehicle has transmission problems, what will you do? Go where you know.
Go where you know. Certified Transmission.
Time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
Back to live action here at LSUA. Destiny Jones stands in there ready to go. She is the center fielder for this LSUA team. Takes that one in there, strike 1. Destiny already the 9th batter to hit in this, and just the leading off in the bottom of the 2nd. Generals send 8 to the plate. Left 1 on, scored 4 back in the bottom of the 1st after putting up 11 through 5 innings there in game 1 of this doubleheader. DJ puts a charge into that one right up to center field. And look, I don't even know if they call her DJ here. I don't know.
I don't know
seems
either.
seems like you ought to. Look, if we're going to call her that, she gets a base hit. I think she's going to be fine with it.
Probably.
I'll hear about it if
She's probably heard it a time or two in her life.
You're exactly right. Look, that's a pretty common. I mean, you have to do that.
Yeah.
And that brings up the hard-hitting Haley Fontenot again, who homered her first time up. She'll ground into potential double play, and as she beats it out, she'll reach on a fielder's choice. So 1 for 2 on the afternoon is that one. And I told you I was going to figure out what she was batting for the year, didn't I?
Yeah, you can have fun with that
she's
math.
3 for 5. Oh, look, that's the one thing that's kept me around in here.
Ugh. Math.
Yes. Look, I'll tell you, I don't do a lot of the calculus and can't figure out, you know, how many degrees it is by looking at the sun and moving over and all this. But I could figure a batting average in my sleep. Been doing that for a lot of years. You know, when you come back and you retire and you get that ground ball out of Fontenot, that's got to give, if you're Brooke, that gives you a lot of confidence coming back into this.
Absolutely. You know, you're able to tame a really good hitter that way. And it looks like she's getting a lot.
It's pretty good play over there at second base, but unable to complete the throw. You can't assume the double play any but a great job of tagging her.
Absolutely. You know, that's a play that we do turn a lot, is that tag and then shoot to first. We've recorded it lots of times, and Liv has been usually very successful with that. You know, sometimes we have hiccups, but she's usually very successful with a double play.
Liv Coker, the one there that's working that. Again, another fielder's choice is scored. That home run back in the first inning, that was the 8th one by Haley Fontenot, came in her 100th at bat of the season. So how about that? A little bit of useless trivia for you there, and I just picked that up as we. Oh yeah, see, the math guy is the one that likes that. But let me, in my defense, as this inning comes to an end, and we'll get back to this one. A good job by Ross to come in and shut LSUA down, and that they needed that. We'll see if those bats from LCU can come alive, and if Noelle can stay awake. When we come back for the top of the third, you're watching Red River Athletic Conference Softball on 446 Sports.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
We're back to LSU, Alexandria, and Noelle, tell me that inning is exactly what Brooke needed.
Absolutely. You know, keeping the balls out of the air and getting ground out after ground out, that is what she was looking for. You know, when you can't compete in strikeouts, you're looking for outs to your defense. And kudos to her defense for having her back right there. You know, that really builds a pitcher's confidence. If they can trust you in the field, they can pitch their ball. And if they do miss a spot, they have confidence in you that you will get the out for them.
That's right, and that's what you're looking for. Lays that one down, spinning around, jumping out of there behind the dish to get that in a big time out over there at first base. Wow. Boy, that it spins around in that dirt like that. You got to come up and get it.
All right, Doug, let's see if it worked.
See if Chuck's got the instant replay here. That spins in there, and see, just coming out from behind the dish, coming up and throwing. Look at my man Chuck bringing out the instant replay here.
Woo! Now see, he's going to expect it every time.
You're exactly right, I am. How about that home run back in the first? Do you have it, Chuck?
Let's pull that one back up. Scrub back in there, find it.
Primrose lets this one go, and it's in there for the strike. Boy, that's old Chuck there at 6,000 bit rate again, doing great work on there. That was Maddie Baker that made that one, and we've just seen play after play from her this year in both those games here and tonight, just playing well behind the dish.
Absolutely. And you know, a catcher's life is hard. You get beat up all the time. You have to get up, get down, get up, get down. So definitely kudos if you haven't thanked a catcher in a while. They do a lot, you know, and coming from a squat, coming out of the box and throwing somebody out is probably one of the hardest tasks, you know, a player has to do from going and getting up and doing all that.
in a shortened baseline, in a fast game, and full of gear.
Exactly. You know, throwing off that helmet, definitely, it's one of catchers are crazy. They can do the craziest things, but definitely kudos to them for being able to get out, sprinting out of the box, getting in front of the runner, picking the ball up, and throwing it down to first base. Definitely a great play by her.
And it has to be done like that.
Absolutely.
It has to be done that quick. And Chuck got the instant replay.
So now we know why she needs a nap. She speaks so fast. She's got to get tired.
Look, I hear everything she says. I think my ears listen fast. That's what the is that possible that my ears can listen fast?
Sure.
I think it is. We'll go with that. One down here in the top of the third we play, and that one is poked over here, foul right in front of that LSUA dugout where the netting is up. I can see that was one of those things, Chuck, that they said, hey, we're not going to build, and after about a game or two, let's get a net right there.
Yeah.
Definitely. You definitely need nets, especially if you have those open, exposed batting cages. Softball doesn't feel too good from that distance.
That's right.
It's not very soft.
No.
That one misses up and away. Fills the count up. And this is the inning that LCU needs to really get back in. If they can put a couple of things together, maybe get to Primrose here. But we saw her in that last game just get stronger and stronger. And that is a base on balls. And that's base runners you got to have. You got to get base runners out there early.
And this is where you want to be. Emma Hunt on the bases. This is about to be a battle. If she goes, it's going to be a battle between Maddie Baker and Emma Hunt. See who gets there first.
Look, that's a battle that you don't mind seeing.
No, it's a great battle.
That's definitely a good one.
And they've definitely both earned those respects.
That one bounces around, so it's like one of those old fights with Mike Tyson. It was lived up to the hype, but didn't deliver there as Hunt was able to get down on that pass ball.
She's definitely one of those people. You got to be careful with her on the bag because she will advance. She will take one. She also reads balls very well, and she reads the defense. So if you are out of the circle, she's going to take one on you as well. She knows her speed, and she knows what she can do with it.
That one lifted high second base, camping out in that wheel with the heels on the edge of that dirt just prior to the grass. That out is going to be made.
Definitely this LCU team, tongue twister right there, definitely needs to get the ball out the air. Not having too much success putting the ball in there, putting the ball in play, maybe on a line, on the ground, see some more fielding action, see what they can do there, but definitely hitting the ball in the air is not helping them right now.
Swung through that one, or actually just ran up through that one. That walk, it doesn't have it listed on here, but I don't believe that she has given up many walks on the season as Primrose. Good job of and you just find a way to get up because things change when you get on base. You can put some pressure on opposing teams.
Once a duck is on a pond, it applies pressure. You're worried about her.
Yep, that's you just have, now you don't have the change that you do in baseball where you go to the stretch or any of that, but boy, it really makes a difference because you've got to look at a different run. You've got to, and that anything can happen there. Oh, looky here. Look, so they heard this one. Out is made over there. Some of our women's basketball team that's made it over here have come to see us, and they're amazing. What's happening, ladies? All right, look, stay here, Chuck. We'll just we'll visit here. So it's Generals Day at any time it's LSUA and LCU. What's been going on with you ladies? I haven't seen you since basketball season.
We have been working out
hard
every day, except for Thursday.
It's 7:25 in the morning, Coach.
Now, come on. It's the off season. Y'all just rest and you play video games and hang out and such.
Nope, Coach is already ready for next season, so he's been having us working.
Finally get the...
Looks like the call was overturned. It said
and so they're going to put everybody in. And look, I didn't even know, Chuck, did they go to our video on that? I didn't see them go under the hood.
I was thumbs up because I was happy they were here. They must have misinterpreted something.
That's the code is up and down on there, too. So we're getting back into it, and basketball practice has been pretty tough already?
Yes.
Yes.
Had the mile yesterday.
Half what?
Had the mile.
You drove it?
No, ran it.
Oh no.
We have another one on Friday.
Yep.
Look, I'm out. How did our girl Benny do running it? Did she run or did she?
Yeah, she did really well. We all did really well.
All right, that's good. Look, you guys did such a great job this year. Had a fantastic season on there, and the future's so bright for y'all. What does it look like coming into next season now with the work that you've had, with the mix of players that you'll have joining you?
I actually haven't gotten to see the newcomers, honestly, but I know that with the players that we still have now, I know that everyone is 10 times hungrier, so we're just going at each other's necks, knowing that we have a goal to do just like the boys did, like get regular season champs, RRAC champs, and being able to make a statement in national tournament.
Look, it was a lot of fun indeed, and I think correct me if I'm wrong, is Reagan the only one that's not going to be back?
Reagan and Graceland left.
Okay, that's right, Graceland. That's right, I remember that. So Dana's going to be back for another year, and everybody else. And you ladies had such chemistry when you were out there. It didn't matter who was in it. You'd go 8 or 9 deep, even bringing the freshmen in there for a little bit of work. It seemed like it just blended right in. What caused everything to click this year?
I think we had a good returner base. I know me, Monty, Dana, Reagan, Graceland, we all were on the same team my freshman year, and we've been through the worst of the worst. So us being able to see the potential that we had both my freshman and sophomore year, seeing that we actually had teammates who, were cool on and off the court, and being able to see we can actually build chemistry. We took advantage of that, and we actually saw it.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Look, it's so great. I'm glad that y'all came out here, too. This is awesome. So finals are just about over. What happens this summer? What are y'all going?
Work.
Work and work out.
And get ready for that.
And get ready to get a ring next year.
That's what I'm talking about. Ladies, thank you so much for stopping by. It is always a pleasure to see you. There they go. Look, great to have members of our LSUA women's basketball team out here. And I don't think they brought that to Benny, because that doesn't look like pasta to me at all. Getting back to the field, and we missed it. So the call was overturned over there and said it was off the plate.
They challenged first base and they challenged home plate. As of the last call, they said they both were safe. Now, I don't believe LSUA's coach is not agreeing, so he's challenging.
And so the challenge, we're the only video replay that's out there. They just have to look at us, and we give them thumbs up or thumbs down. That's the rule.
Yeah, absolutely.
We made that rule, but it's still a rule.
Definitely think that they should take our opinion.
But see, I got to believe that if he asks the interns, it'll be a split decision. I'm unbiased.
I told y'all I would be unbiased, but in my opinion, looks like it's going to rule in favor of the Wildcats. So,
it is. Coach Martin's not happy about that at all.
But this is what the Wildcats need. Something like this, something like a play like this. This is what lights the fire in LCU. And this is probably what they needed to get that confidence going.
So all of that, and it was the runner at first that was out of it, because it was the near double play. If you go back to that one, the out was there at second, and then over to first was not in time, and the ruled originally out and came off of the play is what the call was, that they had come off. So that gets you back set up to where you are. Primrose rocks back and delivers this one.
So the LCU has a score on the board.
So the run did come across. Boy, and that's exactly what you talked about, and that one is lifted out into center field. But Destiny's got that, and DJ retires the side.
That was exactly what I'm talking about. Hitting it straight to a person. It was a great hit, but straight to somebody.
And look, y'all have got to have each other scouted probably as well as anybody,
absolutely.
Because there was in the fly balls that have been caught, there's been really no movement between the outfielders on there.
Absolutely. They know this. We know each other very well,
right,
and we know what we're going to do. That's why these games are so interesting, if you would say, because we do know each other very, very, very well.
Well, it is shown. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back. When we come back, we'll see what the Generals have in the bottom of the third. 4-1 when we come back.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40.
Haley Primrose will lead things off in the bottom of the third.
That pitcher cam that we've got back there, that's the best positioning of a cam that I've had, Doug.
See, what's lost is that high fence out in center field. I don't think people realize. Good thing we didn't have a camera on when I was standing on your shoulders putting that up there. That one is smoked right there. Second base has an over to first, but in time hit it right off the screws. But it's making those defensive plays that you have to do. Get you a clean inning and come back and hit some more.
Absolutely.
Bendy's giving us good shots there of the batters walking up and following them around. She's doing a really good job there.
That's right. That's my girl. Look, the partnerships that we have with LCU and LSUA have just been great. The folks out here, another one of our interns, Sophia Scully, that does some work on the Menard broadcast, is out, does a lot of softball with Tom Boucher. And so we're delighted for there. And any time that we're able to give back to these folks, and we'll do some work, Noel, with the Convergence Media Group during football season with Dr. Young and that group. And I don't think there's a better group around than Dr. Jeff Young and his group.
He's just Mr. Jeff Young.
Mm-hmm.
For all this time, I thought he was a doctor, too.
Well, it's listed as that way, isn't it?
No, he...
Somebody misspelled the MR?
I think I started it first.
Oh,
yeah,
you
probably.
I always thought he was.
He's always he is
very knowledgeable.
He's a surgeon when it comes to doing Convergence Media. So he's doctor in my book. He's an honorary. Why can't I give an honorary doctorate? I should be able to do that.
Sure. And I've seen him put things together like MacGyver. To make them work. I mean, it's just amazing.
You call them what you want. We're going to call them. There's a bunt laid down beautifully, springing out from behind the plate, and quickly there, over at first on a bang-bang play.
That's what I'm talking about, that catcher coming out of the box, getting that play. And Jordan's very disciplined when it comes to plays like that. She's picking up the ball, and it's a beam for an out.
Oh, no.
Chuck didn't get her that time, but Jordan Doce just does.
There it is. Oh, what a catch.
Good job coming up and getting that one. And that's one of those that in that first game earlier on might have dropped. Good job.
Definitely seeing some newfound confidence in those Wildcats, which is great to see. And I'm hoping it will reflect in there.
So that wind, is that the wind of change that you see coming in? There you have it. We'll see when we come back. After this, you're watching Red River Athletic Conference Softball on 446 Sports.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Back to live action, another quick inning for Ross, and that's exactly what you wanted to see. She's throwing ground balls and getting that defense to work. Now we'll see if the Cats are able to come out there and put something on. This, I believe, is Bella Hoke that leads things off.
Hauk.
Hauk. Did I say Hoke?
Hoke.
I said
Yes.
Hauk. And I've said Hauk my whole life.
I know.
Since I've known her 2 weeks ago. Hauk. Just like house. I mean, of course it is. That's just, that's, sorry, Bella. That's bestie Bella to you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That one misses down low. So maybe that'll make up for it. Maybe that one. I don't know. Look, it's a lot of men here that I've got to deal with. I make it through Doche. I make it through all of the, anyway, no. The one thing you get right in little bitty announcer school is names.
Little bitty announcer school.
Well, that's what you go to instead of kindergarten. You go to little bitty announcer school when you're going to make a career out of it. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Nope. Yep. I'm sorry. Quit correcting you, Doug.
Okay.
I was wrong.
Well, this scoreboard over here a little more trustworthy than the ones that we deal with during the high school times, because usually you've got a young player that is out there doing it in the dugout and not paying attention.
And his call, a ball and strike, is a little confusing for me.
Yeah, well,
with just by ear.
Yes, we have a lot of vocal umpires out here. You cannot listen for him going strike because he could just be saying ball.
Yeah.
That one lifted high, chased down the line and right, nearly coming up and having that one. But, wow.
Let's see if we got that on instant replay.
There you go, Chuck.
We got it working. Might as well play with it a little
Kylie
bit.
Moody makes a good run at it. We'll see. And you're looking at the instant replay brought to you by BU Designs, and that one is hit over to the air. Oh, making a good shot at it. That's 720 at 60 frames working for you.
Thanks to Mr. Young, Mr. Dr. Jeff Young.
That one ground over to third base. Giddens going to come up and play that one. Throw it over to first in time. That's one of those, Noelle, that she feels it and pulls it back fair. If it takes another hop, it's probably foul. But, I mean, that's a decision you got to make quick.
Well, I mean this nicely. On a slapper, you're probably not going to get them. But on Bella and a few other people, you have more of a chance to get those high-hopping, bouncing balls. Bella is as fast as she can be, but...
Because it's not turf, right?
It's not turf.
That's what it is.
That was as announcerly, politically correct as you could ever say. Some of the slappers might beat that out, but Bella might not. That's great.
You know, slappers, they are closer definitely to first base, and they have a little bit more speed.
Look, you won. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You were right.
Yeah. But I had to say that as not, like, in the best way possible so she doesn't kill me later.
I got you.
Now, is there a right-handed slapper, or do they call
No.
Okay. Only lefties?
Yes.
Okay.
Because generally, you're slapping at oppo to get it there, and if you're slapping from the right side of it, it's going directly to the first baseman, and you got to, that's what
And also, when they're slapping, they're immediately peeling, which is giving them a second to half a second closer to that bag.
So they're well liked because they're appealing.
As if don't don't.
The later it gets.
Oh, gracious.
The dad jokes get worse.
The word, she said, she didn't say more plentiful. She said worse. She saved her political correctness for Bella.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So sweet on Bella.
Yeah, but
Has
Chuck,
to be.
you get nothing swung through that one and down on strikes. And 2 down here, top of the 4th.
I have to put Doug's intern under a headset so I can give her some jokes.
She can hear you. She just chooses not to. Rocking back and staying in rhythm. Looks like took a little something off of that one. And again, you're both of you were correct on that. It sounded like he said strike on that one, but you have to wait to see what he does.
Yeah, he's just loudly saying ball.
Like football.
Mm-hmm. Ball.
In case Nick's watching.
In case. Nick's got a no, Nick doesn't, they're not playing baseball yet. That one, the second base bobbled, but over in time to first. and that will retire the side. Rolling through this one, we're in the bottom of the fourth. LSUA leads this one 4-1 when we come back.
At Certified Transmission, you can count on our certified mechanics with over 35 years experience to get your vehicle fixed right and get you back on the road.
Got transmission problems? Go where you know. Certified Transmission.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
Reynolds, it sounded like.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, I heard a Reynolds too. But it's Savannah Boyd
That's a
in the
wrap.
box.
Savannah Boyd to lead things off for the Generals. Lifts that one, second base, camping under it, and that is an out. We have gotten ourselves into quite a pitcher's duel here.
Absolutely.
Brooke has gone 3.1 now, giving up the 4 earned runs. All of that back in the first. It's only thrown 40 pitches in this and having a pretty good day. Destiny Jones will stand in there. Destiny 1 for 1 on the afternoon. So I guess the question is, on all these leads, you got to start finding out what they had for breakfast. That's what we need to do.
Well, I know Brooke didn't eat anything for breakfast. She told me this morning.
Is that one is ground shortstop? That play is quickly made over. Look, that's the difference, and that's knowing your batter too, because
Absolutely.
Destiny gets down that line. There was no time at all to piddle around with anything. Just comes up and goes.
Yes.
See how it works out here.
And that is still Corcoran that is over at at shortstop. So good, just continuing to see why she's such a player. This is Haley Breakfast Fontenot that stands in there. It's the most interesting ball count that I've heard. I'm telling you, you'd think she was down 0-2. 2 balls, no strikes here, 2 down, and certainly not wanting to give her anything in her wheelhouse. Grounds that one over. You were right about her trying to glove that. Comes up throwing.
I told you.
And safe. Yeah, she tried to go get that one herself.
Always. Definitely on that play, I probably would have let Bree Corcoran take that ball. It was a little bit closer to her. Mac running after it is probably what allowed Haley Fontenot to get to that bag.
You have to turn.
Exactly.
Because she's coming away from the ball. And it's like a quarterback who's running opposite of his arm. You had to turn around and get that. So, yeah, watching Corcoran come in and make that play probably would have been it. This is Haley Ladner. Ladner 1 for 2 on the day. 4 runs, 9 hits for Alexandria. 1 run, 1 hit for LCU. Sliding in there safely and going to get up and find her way over to third base as Haley was off. And look, runs into the dugout and looks at him. Not runs into the dugout, mind you, but runs that way at third base, looking there and getting fired up. And Noel, I got to tell you, so it's just this is my first time, second time seeing them play. But the energy has switched from what I saw at LCU in that dugout with the ladies that were, nonstop talking the entire time.
Definitely probably to do with that is home field advantage. But we are usually known as the louder bunch.
And I agree, and I'm not seeing that today.
You know, I agree. I don't see the energy that they usually bring in. That is probably what it's probably a big factor in what's affecting this LSU team, because they are not as loud, rambunctious as they usually are.
Now, and Chuck, we'll leave it here too, and just not to harp on this point on there, but it looks like over there at LSU at home, there's that little 2-level dugout that's there. Some may be sitting up on the top of it, and there's so many that are on the team that it's just so loud and it's going on the whole time. Again, I just don't see it.
Well, even in our dugout, we have that bench that's across the back part, and they will stand on all parts of the bench. So on the top of the bench and on the seat part of the bench, they will stand on it. And definitely comes down, they can have the energy if they wanted it, if they want to. They bring energy wherever they go. I definitely think if these leaders will start doing what they do best, you will see that energy come back. It's what they do, but it's going to take one person to get that energy back up, and it's going to take one person to get that going.
And again, it's a 4-1 ball game is all that it is. Primrose has been solid the entire way, just the one hit, but it has led to a run. But just need a little spark here to get things going for the Cats.
You know, and if I haven't introduced her to you yet, have you met Coach Shawnoff?
Right? No, look, there's no doubt in my mind about that. I'm just glad you said Shawnoff.
Do they play softball in Alaska?
They do play softball in Alaska. They do. One time I was on the boat, and they had a slew full of college coaches riding on our tours, and I was in awe. I was committed. I was already playing college softball, and I had the shakes because I'm like, oh my gosh, so many college coaches are right here.
Is the season about the same months?
I believe they play more indoor sports up there, but I'm not really too sure. I know they play slow pitch. I know some of my captains play slow pitch, so.
Liv Coker stands in there. She'll lead things off in the top of the 5th for Louisiana Christian. Again, just try. There's a little check swing number up to Primrose in the middle, and she's over to first, and that's one of those excuse me swings that, boy, you should be thinking about there for a little bit. You really want to take that one back, but there it is in a night like this.
No, definitely. This ball game can switch at any point. It's up to this LSU Wildcats team to get it going, which they absolutely can, but we'll see how that goes.
And when lifted foul over near the fenced area, that is. And there's the Wildcats starting to get pepped up a little bit over there. That's good to see. Tell me a little bit about Bean. We haven't talked about her a lot tonight or this season that we've seen her.
She's a freshman from St. Amant. She comes from a multiple state championship high school team. She's a great player. We originally saw her in Georgia when we went to the NFCA Leadoff Classic, and she really represented herself well. She can play well in the outfield, and she also can hit the ball when she's hitting. As long as she gets a bat on that ball, she can hit very well. She's very smart defensively. And she also has speed, as you can see.
Yeah, that'll lead them up at shortstop there. You talk about St. Amant, and one of the best to come out of the state, Addison Jackson, who's up at Boston College, is from there. She was a pitching in and led to a lot of those state championships, so she played with some pretty solid people.
Absolutely.
If she is one of those Gators of St. Amant.
Yes, absolutely, and I think her coming from that program has allowed her to be prepared for this level of college ball, and I think it's helping her definitely in her freshman season.
Indeed it is. So we have done some other softball. If we're able to pull out a point from St. Amant, then, and I did learn because one of the guys that calls it with us called it St. Amant. And I mean, they roasted him. They roasted him. So it's little things like that you have to pick up on and have.
It's like the A meat town there. They always butcher that name as well.
Well, I did not know LeCount was pronounced LeCount until someone told me, and we're basically in LeCount right now.
You're basically there. That's correct.
LeCompte. Huh?
That is what I said. We need to go to LeCompte. Then he said, "Where does LeCompte?" And I was like, "What is LeCount? Where did the N come from?"
Hey, that's like Regoli Road. If you haven't seen that one yet.
Well,
nope.
welcome to Louisiana. But you said from Slidell?
Yeah.
Yes, that's where I grew up for most of my days.
Trying and throwing, spinning, and that one might have might have should have held on to that one at shortstop. And Fontenot just trusting that arm that time a little bit. Did a good job of getting to the ball.
Absolutely. You know, with one of those plays deep in that 5-6 hole, you have to make a decision as a shortstop. Am I going to throw it? And, you know, taking that such a deep angle, sometimes that throw is not as good, but, you know, she tried and she wasn't successful that time. But that is just something that you have to think about as a shortstop so deep in that 5-6 hole.
Well, correct. And then you give yourself the opportunity to keep the double play in order, and now you get a stolen base that's got runners at second and third.
Absolutely.
So if you eat that one, perhaps you keep the runners there, but...
Absolutely.
Now a base hit will make things really interesting as the tying run comes to the plate.
You can definitely hear that LSU Wildcats team. They're starting to build that energy that we were talking about.
They were watching the broadcast. That's what it is.
They knew. Their ears were hot.
That's
but
right.
I definitely think one of those more intimidating aspects about LC Park is that in those dugouts, you can hear and it echoes really loudly, and I think that really helps them.
This is Mackenzie Montgomery stands in there. She is 0 for 1 on the afternoon, but a base hit here would be pretty huge. 1 ball, 2 strikes. She's going to have to just put something in play. Primrose got to dig deep in this one, and that LCU dugout is coming to life. Primrose, though, gets the better of it this time, and now Montgomery 0 for 2. And there are 2 down in this one, and Primrose a batter away. So got to get something going for LCU. This is one of those opportunities as you get into the late innings. And back to the top of the order in Lexi Marks, that's where you want to be.
Absolutely, and you really got to see. Lexi is about to figure out what in her tool belt she's going to want to use to get these runners in with 2 outs. Is she going to put her bat on the ball? Is she going to play small ball? It's really up to her and see how she can get to first base or how she can get a runner across that plate successfully without getting herself out.
And look how close they start playing her over here in left field, trying to cut that one out. That's good catch over there, May.
Yeah, she's definitely reading that defense and seeing how they're playing her, seeing that they're attempting to take that small ball away from her. So now she is going to have to hit, and she is going to have to find a hole.
Having to deal with Doug's cameras on here and his lack of. I plugged almost everything, but again, this was a 2-game day, so we'll take that. Chuck's gonna get mad if I'm gonna get over here and start pushing buttons too. He won't like that much at all. Look, see how quickly he got back here?
I know, he gave you a dirty look. I saw it.
He does. I'm used to that one, and that's a normal look I get from him a lot. I'm used to that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. An opportune moment for these Wildcats of Louisiana Christian University.
It's what we call 2s on the board.
That's right. Primrose rocks back, fires this one, swung through it, and fouled back to the fence. And look, you can tell that she's just up there trying to put that ball in and let her legs do something on here and get on base.
And she's definitely one of those players who can successfully push a ball into foul until you pitch her the ball that she wants, and that is definitely something the Wildcats will do. They will foul off a pitch until you give them the pitch they want. Whether they're successful with that pitch is up to them, but they will foul it off.
That one did exactly what you talked about. Got the pitch she wanted, and now it's 4-2.
Absolutely, and you know, that's her using those tools in her belt and reading her defenses very well, and I have to say that's what those slappers do, is they read their defense extremely well.
Marks is 2 for 3 now on the day with 2 RBI. And they're going to go out there and talk to Primrose just a little bit. You know, since that reversal, momentum's kind of changed a little
absolutely.
bit in there.
Coach has said time and time before, with these base runners on, this is where this part of the lineup can be successful.
Right.
And this is where I believe they'll really shine, you know, as long as they can keep moving these runners around and keep getting them off the pond. This is where they'll be most successful because you've got runners on the bag. You can score them. You can do a lot more with 2 people on the bag rather than nobody on the bag.
You told me before game 1, there's nobody that you'd rather have up there in a clutch situation than who?
Bella Houck. Or Bree Corcoran.
Thank you for saving me on that one. Yeah, Bree Corcoran. Now, take this into play. She's 0 for 2 on the day. She's due.
It doesn't matter.
You're playing the percentage and all that. You think this is a perfect shot for Bree to come in there and make something happen.
Definitely Bella and Bree. That's the reason they're there. That's the reason they're there in that lineup. It doesn't matter. They could go 0 for 2, but these are these at-bats that can change a game, and Bree has done that before, and so has Bella. Not to take any credit away from Bree at all. She's an amazing batter in the box, but she also can change a game, and I'm expecting it. As long as she stays disciplined in there, she can do it, you know. She's the oldest one out here.
big, long swing at it there
Absolutely.
that she took. And you see right in front of us, Taylor Spencer starting to get loose in the Generals bullpen. Yeah, fouled back, but it's 0-2. Bree needs to stay alive and keep this inning going. Primrose looks at the signal there, rocks back and delivers this one, and Corcoran puts it into play over at second base. But it's going to be made, shovel to first for the final out. But the Cats do pick up a run here on that one. Great piece of hitting by Lexi Marks to keep fouling pitches away until she got the one she wanted and gets the RBI. Cut the lead in half, 4-2. We go to the bottom of the 5th when we come back. After that, well, let's say, okay, Chuck, we'll watch the instant replay for you. You see it ground over to first. Getting spoiled on that, Chuckles. We'll be back after this.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
And we are back, ready to get things going here. Maddie Baker will lead things off for the Generals in the bottom of the 5th. You know, this has got to be good momentum builder and confidence builder because game 1 was over at this point.
Absolutely.
And here you're in a dogfight.
Mm-hmm.
Or cat fight if you're an LSU fan.
Street fight.
That's right. So I guess with the Generals, you have Tank. That's the mascot. So fighting like cats and dogs, we'll take that.
Yeah.
What is the...
Had to stretch
we don't
to
have
get
a
that.
name. Oh, it's Alex.
Alex.
Sorry. Ooh.
Wow.
Don't kill me. It's Alex. I forgot.
Poor Alex.
Alex the Wildcat. Got Alex and Tank.
That's right. They should be out here battling each other. That one skips low near the feet of Baker. Clouds starting to roll in as the night sky makes its way in, nearing that 8 o'clock hour. Again, we told you before we left the last inning, Taylor Spencer up and getting loose. She pitched game 1 and pitched a gem. And Baker thought she had a 3-1 base on balls there, but instead we're full up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff hitter is Baker to start things off for the Generals, and she goes up and pokes this one out to second base, handled there over to first and in time. The defense that let them down a little bit in game 1 has been rock solid. Liv has every chance she's had over there at second base this time.
Absolutely. I think what's been helping her is, you know, she's pinching that middle because these Generals aren't really You know what? I'm gonna knock on some wood. Hold on.
Use my head if you'd like.
Literally,
there you go.
They're definitely hitting some more towards the middle, and I'm gonna
Primrose hits that one to the middle of the outfield, center field. Coming up and making that one. Got a little testy with that wind blowing around in there, but had to go on the screen and watch that here the same way you guys did. But needless to say, 2 up and 2 down as Primrose flied out, and they'll officially give that to the left fielder. And Kylie Moody, who is 2 for 2 on the afternoon, she's got one of the RBI today. Again, wind blowing out in gale force type atmosphere, and just the one home run. Good scoop.
Thank you to the first baseman.
Right, Bella Hauk. See, look at me. I'm
there
rolling over
you
there.
go.
We'll see. It has been momentum been on the side of the Wildcats. What do they have in store as we move to the top of the 6th? We'll see about it when we come back.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Oh, yeah. Us on the mic.
There we go. Oh, yes.
Look at that.
Jokes galore are fixing to pour. As Doug is stumbling back, we're back here live action here at General's Field. LCU Lady Wildcats up to bat. I didn't catch the number there. It looked like number 27.
That was Bella Hauk.
That was Hauk, okay. And he did say that we will be back up with Hauk. Welcome back, Doug.
We did say that, and yeah, I left Chuck in the mic yesterday. Had to tend to business between innings last night in that game, and I went back and listened to the broadcast and heard the 2 jokes, and I understand now why I should never leave him unattended.
My wife would agree with you.
Indeed. One down here. I didn't see what Bella did in her at bat.
A nice chopper to the shortstop. She couldn't quite beat it out.
Jordan Doche will stand in there. She is 0 for 2 on the night, has a strikeout. Primrose settling down and going through the heart of this lineup, and that's what we had talked about out there, was if this was a Cats' opportunity to get back in there, you want to do something here because just have the 7th inning to go.
Absolutely. They need to capitalize on what they have now because you really don't want to get into the 7th inning and have to go into ITV. You want to get your runs now. Look at me messing up right there.
I'm with you.
I let it go last game. It was all right. Look, that's what they teach you to. You just say it and you go on and you don't, because we never are allowed to talk about other things that they do because there's a butchered moment waiting to happen. I certainly believe that. So, it's been a lot of fun being able to hold my tongue on the one things that Chuck messes up.
Oh,
so
one thing.
the times.
Well, I'm good about those things.
Rolling right along here, we are in the 6th inning of Game 2.
And you know those are called chuck-ups, right?
I do. They are. I do. Yes. Just you just smile and wave. Smile and wave. That's all you can do. Primrose rocks back and delivers this one, and it is hammered foul right below her.
In her feet there.
We start looking at
the player, a lot of our baseball guys, they have that brace or that guard on the inside foot. I haven't seen that a lot on softball players at all.
Well, we have some people who do wear the elbow guards and then the
one on the instep.
The one on the instep, but I feel like baseball players probably wear them more because they're pitching downwards.
I
What are
thought
you laughing
were saying
at?
because thought you were going to say they were divas.
No, they had accidentally put 3 balls on the scoreboard, and when that one was a ball, they put 4 up there. That's just one of those faux pas.
It was a little giggle that I heard.
I heard the giggle. I was like, "What are you laughing at? Are you laughing at me?"
No.
That one lifted high and foul over here in this General's bullpen.
She must have been missing me. She hit me the ball.
See, there you have it. We got to find the missing baseball that was up here.
That was stolen.
Benny was able to find a baseball, and I don't. Uh-oh, she's called it. So, and this from someone that may bring back an item or two from road trips. I don't know, but
memories.
It's that's right.
Absolutely, we might dabble in that ourselves.
So you think these visiting teams or these home teams may leave some things out there knowing?
Yes, you have to put your stuff away or you can be subject to theft. But you set yourself up for it because you didn't put your stuff away.
That one, ball 4, and down to first base goes Doche. And again, another inning that in a 2-run ball game, you're just you're trying to hang around to get something going. And Maya Broussard will stand in there again. Maya 0 for 2 on the afternoon. That one misses up high, and that's going to get back to the backstop.
Up high, he said.
Up. Yeah, I did. Up high. I run my up and high together, and it sounds like up high. And so.
Sounds good right now. A chicken pot pie would be really good right now.
1 ball, no strikes. Runner at second. Cats lead by 2, trying to get back in this one. That one lifted high and not going to do it. Play is made out there, and boy, you just missed on that one, and that gave Leighton the opportunity to get in there under it.
Definitely have to get these balls back on the ground. They were successful with that. Keep them out the air.
Well, and a little of that too is Primrose moving the ball around just a bit more, and if it's outer half and they're trying to pull instead of going with it, that's going to pop that ball up like that. I mean, that's just the physics of the game. Didn't know we'd get into physics tonight, too. Did you see? Look, I told you math just
hate
is
it. Makes my stomach hurt.
So what is your favorite subject then? Not math?
That I've ever taken?
No, because you can't say
you
can't say no like I don't know, but something that's easy and all that.
Like a basic, like a high school kind of thing?
Yeah. What, if you say, look, I'm going to school, and it evidently it's got to be your major too, something in there. But what is it that fuels you?
Fuels me, if I was sitting in a high school classroom right now, the classes that I were most excited for was probably
lunch.
Yes. PE or I really liked history. It's just so interesting, but definitely in college my favorite class was probably my photojournalism class.
There you go.
But that's just because my niche is photography.
Interesting story about photojournalism. So when I was back in high school, we had, yearbook staff and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
We had to roll our own film on our own canisters and put them in, and had to take our film out and send it off to develop.
Look,
so.
Bless her heart. She's like, canister film. She's like, what are you talking about?
Whoa.
We had bulk film, and then we had to load our 35 millimeter cameras.
They had to go develop their
Literally,
pictures.
I'm like, whoa.
Yes.
They couldn't just Photoshop it and
historic times.
That's right.
Back in the day.
Look, he has one of those that he put his head under the hood and held up.
Yeah.
Right, Chuck?
Don't move. Stay right there.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. LCU trying to take advantage of another opportunity here. Got a runner at second base and really needing to
having a chat with the right
push that across. Liv stands in there still trying to get something going, and that one popped high and foul and out of play.
Pop high.
Doche is just willing her along and saying, hey, just put it somewhere and I'll get around third and we'll
absolutely
get this thing to a one-run game.
And the count is definitely evened up. You got twos across the board.
Indeed you do, Chuck. Thank you. That one down on strikes and looked up and out of the zone, but it is down on strikes goes Coker. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 4-2 Generals when we come back.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
Giddens, Layton, and Boyd due up for LSUA in this one. No official at-bats on the day for Giddens. Well, once again, it's been the Haley Fontenot's show, 3 for 3 on the afternoon. Evening, I guess we've rolled into. The afternoon was the earlier game. That one lifted foul and out of play. I still look back at that leadoff home run that she hit that, I mean, went to center field of the baseball field behind us here. And granted, that's just a shot no matter how you think about it. But credit Brooke Ross for settling down after that and really has matched the rest of the way. That base hit is there.
Brooke's not really one of those pitchers, if you hit a home run on her, it's not going to shake her up.
No, not at all. And so the real test of it is, what are you going to do after that? And it's been goose egg since then. Eerily reminiscent of that game one a couple of weeks ago.
Absolutely.
In that. Another one that's lifted out there, and it's going to drop in front of the right fielder, and back-to-back base hits there. And this is not what you wanted to happen if you are an LCU fan, getting something going here in the 6th. Because if you're the Generals, you're looking for a little insurance, come out in the top of the 7th and hold them out and go to the house. But you got to get off the scoreboard here and go back in with that 2-run deficit is all it is. This is Savannah Boyd. She's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. That one misses low. Lexi thinking about a little back pick there, running in from center field as a shortstop and second baseman are off of it. I can see they're going to catch somebody with that before the year's out, too. She snuck right in. You can't even hardly see her creeping up on you like that, trying to bunt that. Brooke is throwing the ball a little faster here, it seems like.
Probably. She's probably getting aggravated.
Okay. That was definitely not the curveball.
No.
Just so we can be clear. That was the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody down here. A couple of runners on for the Generals trying to squeeze this one away. Diving in, almost had it from third was Mack, but the play will be made at third. Giddens had nowhere to go on that because if the bunt is caught, you can't go anywhere and you get doubled up. Wow, just DJ stands in there. Destiny Jones, she's had a pretty good
That was just a good play by Jordan Doche and Bree Corcoran to keep with the play and get that lead runner out. You know, you just really have to be heads up on what's going on in the field, and they took it. You know, there's always another play, especially with base runners running. You have to pay attention to what's going on in the game, and they definitely had their eyes on that.
And if you don't think there's a big difference between bases loaded and nobody out,
absolutely,
and the runners are first and second with one, you've never watched a game.
Really. But that's one compliment about Jordan. She knows what's going on in her game. She's a catcher for a reason. She controls the game, and she always knows what's going on. And
early on in the game, we were talking about her, and I think her sister's on the staff here, isn't she?
She is. She also played here.
There's a play down at third. Call her safe, and I think Noelle might have come out of her headset there. Chuck, I don't know if you have that one. Let's go back under the booth to the replay here, and we'll see.
Say, I don't know if I agree with that.
You see the pitch that is laid down there, and the shot. Well, they have to clutch around. She gets around behind her. So the foot does slide in around the back of it. It looks like the tag was on the inside there.
I'll trust the replay.
Big hack at it there from Destiny. And she wasn't getting cheated on that swing at all. So going back a little bit earlier in that play, the reason that the throw was as difficult as it was, Destiny stands right in the box. If she moves around and gives a clear path, then Doche's not having to double clutch and get around her.
Absolutely.
But she had to move around to the front and get inside, and that was just that split second that it took to get into third. So Layton with that steal of third, and it's got Boyd to second. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 down. Bottom of the 6th we play. Chuck back on board with the instant replays there, and attaboy.
Got to earn my keep.
That's right. Down on strikes goes Destiny Jones, and goodness, what a pitch by Ross to just battle up there.
That's a big out right there. Definitely a huge out, but it does bring up, I believe that's Haley Fontenot.
It is, yep.
Brooke's going to have to pitch. She's going to have to pitch a good pitch.
And look, she does just that, but it bangs off of her glove, getting down there and safe. Coming around to score, safe at home. Just hustle around all over the base pass, and it's Haley putting that ball in play that did it. And I almost think that the ball getting probably tipped off of the glove.
I agree. It's just one of those things, you know, she's trying to field her position.
Look,
and
you don't fault her at all for going.
No.
I'm telling you what, you go get it. She is solid in that circle as you'll find.
Absolutely.
And you told us that beforehand, that she's as aggressive in there as anybody is.
Absolutely. She's a player, and she's going to play, and she's going to try to get an out just as much as anybody else on that field. And, you know, she's just trying to make an out. She's probably getting aggravated in that circle trying to get this asked out, and she's trying to do for her team and really help them so they can get bats alive. But it's the Wildcats offense that need to back up Brooke's pitching, because she is pitching a great game, and they need to back that up.
Haley Fontenot, 4 for 4 in this game. She was 2 for 3 in game 1. She's 6 of 7 in the game today, and that average is climbing up to about 542 now is where she's at.
The fact that you're doing math in your head right now.
So I'll make it easy for you there. It's around 100 at bats. Now she's at 103, 104. So it's a little easier to fix it in there. But no, look, I'm telling you, there's a lot of years of it. 2 balls, 1 strike here. 6-2, a couple of runs have scored, and there's another one right up the middle.
What a hit.
Like I said, Haley Ladner, she's gonna put the ball in play. That's what she does. She has a great bat, and that's just what she does. The top of that lineup for LSUA is so strong and so powerful. They're gonna put the ball in play. It's up to this Wildcat defense to get them out.
So there are 12 hits on the board for LSUA, and 6 of those have come from people named Haley hitting in the 1 and 2 spot.
Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. Morgan Louvier is going to come out for the circles. And the crazy thing about this is Morgan comes from the exact same community college as Haley Primrose and Maddie Baker. So they played together, and they ended up at 2 separate schools.
Interesting.
How did that happen?
Well, I asked Morgan about it, and she said she didn't know that they were coming over here, but they were very successful at Angelina Community College, both of them as pitchers, and Morgan has been very successful on the mound for the Wildcats. So I'm excited to see what she's about to do, but also Haley Primrose has also been very successful on the mound for LSUA, and it just talks about how great of a program they came from and how they're applying it to the programs that they're at now.
Indeed it has. A couple of other big ones to look at. Of course, we told you the 4-for-4 performance from Haley Fontenot, Haley Ladner, 2 for 4. Haley Primrose, 1 for 3. So 7 hits out of 11 at-bats for those named Haley on the day. Again, a meaningless stat. 2 for 3 from Moody. Amber Giddens has a hit on the day. Layton's 2 for 3. So Boyd and Maddie Baker, the only 2 without hits for LCU. Lexi Marks has a couple of base hits, and Emma Hunt is 1 for 1. And other than that, that is it.
Yeah, definitely. Morgan Louvier is the kind of pitcher. She's not going to beat you with speed. She's going to beat you with spin. So you have to be ready to hit a spinning ball. If you're in college, you have to hit a spinning ball. But she's not going to beat you with speed. She's going to beat you with that spin.
So explain that a little bit for Chuck that doesn't understand what you're talking about there.
So she's got to spin the ball really hard off the plate to make up for the speed that, and it's not that she's not fast. She's just up maybe a couple miles per hour, probably not up there. But the spin on a ball is so detrimental to a hitter, because if you hit it in the wrong spot, that's when you get those ground outs. That's when you get those pop outs. When you see the ball fly straight back out at the net, that is them clipping the bottom of the ball and the backspin going back. But usually what happens with a pitcher who doesn't have as much speed is their spin is so tight, it allows the ball to move and do what it needs to do, which will result in ground outs or pop outs.
Don't you feel better now, Chuck?
I am educated now.
So if you think about it, Chuck, to write a little bit, it's English on a cue stick when you're playing, and that's the example of what I'm spinning around. But you see a cue ball that's hit a certain way, bottom left, top left, the English that's put on it, spins around, causes the other one to do it. It's the same concept that's
Absolutely.
there.
And, they say a lot of the reason, a pitcher who can throw it but not, spin and throw it, all you have to do is put your bat head out there and the pitcher does the work for you.
Right.
You don't have to hit it nearly as hard if the pitcher's throwing super, super hard. They're doing all the work for you. You just got to put a bat head out there.
Right.
But pitchers who spin the ball tighter and stuff, you have to do a little more work to make sure that you're putting your bat in the right spot and you're hitting it correctly.
You got to recognize the ball.
Absolutely.
Or even when it comes out of their hand, can you see that?
Sometimes you can read it. Some pitchers are very good about hiding it. A lot of times you may be able to see a changeup coming out of someone's hand, but it's just different grips that you see. But you have to be able to read a ball from 43 feet away, and you only have a split second to decide if you're going to hit that pitch.
Right. Okay.
But you
can pick up the spin somewhere in between.
Yeah, a lot of the times, they're not really focused on the spin. They're really focused, is it going up, in, out, out? Am I going to hit it? But these players have been seeing this spin for such a long time.
Okay.
But it's just really tricky when you go to hit a ball and it moves to the opposite side of where your bat head was.
Right. That one hit to right field and is caught there, and that will retire the side. The Generals do pick up a couple of insurance runs. They've got to come in. And last chance for the Cats here in the top of the 7th. At 6-2, Generals lead it when we come back.
Certified Transmission, you can count on our certified mechanics with over 35 years experience to get your vehicle fixed right and get you back on the road.
Got transmission problems? Go where you know. Certified Transmission.
Back here in the top of the 7th.
That is going to be I believe that's Carly Koch. If I can see it from here, I could be wrong. It could be Maya Broussard. I can't tell from right now, but I think that might be Carly Koch.
7.
Is it 7?
Yeah,
we'll take
7.
a look in at.
Yeah, that's Carly Koch, number 15.
It's close to 7. No, no, that's still Haley Primrose out there. On,
I'm talking about the batter in the box.
Yeah, you were talking about
sorry. My apologies. I thought you were talking about the pitcher.
No, talking about the batter in the box.
That is Haley Primrose that is in the circle that has thrown herself a dandy today. Last chance for the Cats to get something going. And let me get to the line on Haley. All she's done is went the full 6 innings, given up 3 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of those earned. Has walked a couple and struck out 4. 73 pitches, 45 of those for strikes. And that one quickly hit the right field. Going to be a play over at first, but safe. Well, that's getting up there and coming after it.
Tried that one on instant replay.
See what Chuck's got back over here.
Arrowlee Bean's going to come back in the game.
See that
it's a
one?
base run.
He's hit up there and just coming up and firing away to first. Boy, just a half a step, a game of inches. So the games, of course, without a doubt, the importance is there. But having this rivalry and having LCU and LSUA playing is just, it's good for the community. It's great for Central Louisiana.
Absolutely. I don't think there's a more popular game than these two, and it's in every single sport. The rivalry is so big, but it definitely brings community support who you're supporting. But the community also supports these schools, and that's the big thing. That's these schools give into the community, and the community gives back. And I know definitely at LCU, I can speak on behalf, as community is everything to us, and we love giving back to the community. And I assume the LSUA is the exact same way.
Well, they have been. I mean, they're all, and again, they're in everywhere that you see. LCU just huge on that north side of the river there. Pineville is where it's located, in between the Expressway and Main Street, right up by my office. So there you have it. But it is, and it's even more important. You know, we got to celebrate Mike Burns' 500th win this season. Played for Mike back when I was in high school, as a matter of fact. How are you laughing at that? No, when he coached in high school, I played for Coach Burns. So, long time ago. Long time ago. That one is twisted foul. I saw them loading up on the bus early this morning. Where were they going?
Southwest Hobbs, New Mexico.
Yeah, talked about that earlier.
Oh, wait, no,
they went
not,
to Hobbs last
no,
week.
No, that's LSUA. Sorry.
Oh.
They were going to Loyola.
Okay.
That's right.
Sorry, I thought you were asking about LSUA at first. My bad. But, yeah, they headed down to Loyola in New Orleans.
Well, that's not as bad a trip as it was last weekend when they loaded up. And I called and actually talked to Coach Burns last week.
Did he say, hey,
Coach
baby?
Roberts. He did not to me. But if you go by there and you ask him about Gann, that's all you got to do. Down on strikes. And that's the first out. So, so I played high school baseball for Coach Burns in high school and coached his son, Matt Joe, when he was younger. And then they signed my son to play at LC back in 18. So, played for, Dad played for him and son played for him. That one is twisted foul. It's got to be around that long to get 500 wins, though.
Yeah.
So, but when you say, that's how he sounds. You do a good Coach Burns. Let's hear it again.
It's okay, baby. That's all you hear him say is, it's okay, baby.
That one lifted high. Going to be caught out there by Boyd. And the Generals are 1 out away from sweeping things here.
1 ball, no strikes here, and the Cats down to their final out, seeing if they're able to get something going here. Ground ball is made, and the out is there. Another great performance turned in by Haley Primrose on the mound. She goes 7 innings strong, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned run, 2 walks, the 5 strikeouts. But mixing it up there too, she threw 9 ground ball outs, and that gets you into such a rhythm as a player when you're out there. And I don't know that I'll have to get back up to the top and see what. A couple of errors from both teams, but those were both early on. The Cats continued to fight along in this one. Saw a lot of good effort in there, but just unable to figure out Spencer and Primrose today.
Absolutely. Their bats didn't come alive when they needed to. They left too many on base, and, that's been a trend for these Wildcats. They definitely, when they get those runners in scoring position, they definitely need to get them in and around, and we didn't see a lot of that today, but we also saw a lot of them hitting straight to people, and that happens, but we have to be able to execute those things. But definitely hats tipped off to Spencer and Primrose. They controlled the ball very well, kept it in the ballpark, and you just have to tip your hat to them on a good pitching day.
Windy day like this too, and just 1 ball left the yard. I was really surprised by that. That was the one by Haley Fontenot.
I as well.
She goes 6 for 7 on the day, and just as advertised. And I mean, Haley Fontenot did what Haley Fontenot does.
Yep, she's been on the leaderboard in the Red River Conference all season. She has been putting up stats since she walked onto the LSUA team, so definitely was expecting that. She's batting first for a reason. She makes things happen, so you definitely have to acknowledge that and compliment her on her efforts.
Well, Noelle, we certainly appreciate you spending your afternoon and evening with us here. It's been a lot of fun. What you've given to LCU through your years means a lot for this community, so thank you for that. And after graduation, if you want to just come to work up here in Alexandria Pineville area, come on. I know there's bigger things calling for you, but blessings to you in all that you do, and you've been a shining star in your time here at college, so thank you for that.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to call some games with you guys. Thank you, Mr. Chuck. Meeting you at the ASL Challenge, that was so fun, and y'all have definitely given me a lot of opportunities. I was so excited to come out here and call this game with you guys today. I was telling them all, I'm sorry, I'm putting my camera down. I get to go call a softball game, but I definitely appreciate y'all letting me add this to my portfolio, so thank you so much.
So the ASL State Championships are just 1 weekend away. They will descend on Central Louisiana here next weekend, the 27th. They'll be here Friday and Saturday in those games. Both of those games will be played at Pineville High School.
Oh, cool.
So if you're in town. No, and if the weather doesn't get it, then you certainly will. But it's been a blast. Thank you for all that, and thank you for the work that you've done. And looks like it's going to be a great Red River Athletic Conference tournament. And we'll see you jointly between Red River Athletic between the tournament that LCU and LSUA are helping to jointly host here, and that's the weekend after the ASL stuff. So
definitely busy. A big weekend, and yes, you will see me. I'll be buzzing my head around, doing all of the things that I can do to try to make it as easy as possible, but definitely a big weekend, and it's definitely a great weekend for the Central Louisiana area to have so much college softball going on.
Right.
I think it's going to bring a lot of light to the sport, and I think it'll help the community out to see all of that college softball going on.
Indeed it will. Well, we'll talk to you again in a couple of weeks. We've got Haley Primrose making her way over here, and I think they're coming to talk to us and not just drag the field again this time. So, Noelle, we'll talk to you again in a couple of weeks.
Awesome. I'll see you guys later.
Great job, great work by Noelle Shawnoff. See, I got it. Chuck had to think about it for a minute there, and we're back with now I can't FaceTime my son right now, so we'll get back to him there, and we'll go ahead and get joined by, and we'll go ahead and let me climb up here where I can get, no, they'll back that camera out. Haley, what a great job in command of this game all the way.
Yes, sir.
We'll look back at the line score on there. Let me see where it went to. I think it was just the 3 or 4 hits that you allowed in this one. We'll get to where it's at there. So 4 hits on there, scattered theirs throughout, just the one run that was allowed, but seemed like they never were able to get a hold of what you wanted to do.
Yes, sir. I just stayed focused and I relied on my defense.
What's they told us last week when we talked to them that you'd like to make players chase the pitches that you throw and get into that game. Was that kind of your mindset tonight?
Yes, sir. Just make them hit the ball, and I trust my defense. So,
when you get staked to that 4-run lead that you saw, then the first one that Fontenot hit out of here, I'm telling you, it almost went out of the baseball park. It was against the center field wall, Coach, when it went out there. So we talked about Haley hitting the ball and another 4-for-4 performance tonight, 6 for 7 on the night. Wow.
She's unreal. I said it before we even got into the first game. I said she's just unreal. She is that player. When she hit that ball, I looked at her. I was like, there's not very many times that I'm speechless, but that ball had to land on the baseball field.
I'm telling you, so Taylor came out and got it, and she was looking around, and we were like, you just got to keep going, because I'm telling you, it was up right to the right side of where the scoreboard is, where it down is where it landed, and that got it. Tell me about a pitching performance like this.
She is. I say it all the time that she is a bulldog whenever she gets into that circle, and I call it cocky. I found out that that's not the word to use. It's confidence.
Coach.
It's
confidence, Coach.
But so I am one of those that I tell everybody that I want to be extremely confident when we step out on the field, that we want to think that we're better than somebody, and Prim carries that about her, not only in the circle, but whenever she steps between those lines, she's a different person. It doesn't matter if her best friend's across the way, that she is that person that, hey, we can be friends afterwards, but right now it's time to go.
Well, and you get a lot of that in a game that is this close. I mean, you guys see each other out all of the time. You see each other, you play each other a lot. It's just there. How is it when you're out there competing? How do you throttle down and say, look, it's game time?
I just compete. I love to compete in the game, and I like to win, so I don't want to lose.
Well, that attitude is certainly there. We're going to say that's confidence is exactly what that is. So macaroni and cheese was for breakfast out there that we talked about earlier, and that's what it is. So is everybody going to? She's 6 for 7 on the day. Is everybody going to start eating macaroni and cheese for breakfast?
Listen, if that's what we need to do, we're going to get it. We're going to get it.
How much confidence does this give you guys heading into that conference tournament that's a couple of weeks away?
A lot of confidence. We played as a team today, and it just showed out there.
Look, indeed, the defense was there, the offense was there, the pitching was there, and the hitting was certainly there. I don't think there's another component to the game. Coach, tell me about your confidence as you wrap the season up basically and head into the playoffs.
Absolutely. To start with, man, that's a team that's across the way that, hey, they're competitors. Coach Berry runs a great program over there, and I absolutely love that man. Outside of softball, he's a very good leader and mentor for me as well. But coming in here, we knew that the high stakes, so this was try to keep us at the 2 or the 3 spot.
Right.
And so with some losses there, we could have dropped down to a 4, and so there was a little bit of pressure coming in here to play this. But once again, that rivalry, we talked about it last time. This rivalry is something that I wasn't prepared for whenever I got the job, and I see it every day. But moving forward, it's those are some games that, no knock on the teams that we're about to be playing, but those are some games that you can simply overlook because it's not this heated rivalry that you have here. So staying focused and just trying to have fun moving down the stretch.
One of the things that you saw tonight that's got to make you feel good, and especially in a rivalry game like this, a lot of the other sports were out here tonight, and Chelsea was announcing them before the game or between games, and shout-outs to baseball, or not, I don't think baseball was here.
Baseball's at Northwestern.
They're up at Northwestern. So you had a lot of the teams. The women's basketball was here, certainly. And how does that make you feel?
It just brings a lot of energy, so that I know that my team and the fans have my back. So it's just fun to play in front of them.
Well, it's been a lot of fun to watch tonight. Haley, we saw a tremendous performance in the circle from you, so congratulations on that one. Coach, great job. You sweep tonight on here, take 3 of 4 from LCU, and the momentum is building. Look to see you in the top 25 and look to see you make a big run in the conference tournament.
Absolutely.
There you go. Guys, that's going to wrap it up here for you. LSUA sweeps the doubleheader. We'll see you back here. Red River Athletic Conference tournament time rolls around May 2nd through the 4th. I don't know, Chuck, what you're...
Oh, yeah, now the camera's on our girl, Benny. That's right. All the way back to Bergamo, Italy, they will see her. So Benny Paracchi, she is a member of that women's basketball team, and she has helped us out this season a couple of different times. So appreciate you there, though. For all that have watched, my man Chuck Perkins, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.